Alrighto, so we've cut out a template, set it in there, just shaved it where it had to be. Sits pretty tight in here, so when we trace it onto the metal, we'll just keep test fitting it until it's pretty flush on each edge. Yeah, the markings were just a rough guide of what to do, and then just keep trial fitting it. So we will keep going, and hopefully we'll have a nice flat engine made by the end of the week, and then we'll put it in epoxy, and then I'll start with the back piece. When you're welding, some will say that when you do welds like this, when you're welding in a panel, you will have to weld, say, one stitch there and move it here for the heat purposes of it warping. So you put a stitch there next to the one you've already done, a blob there next to the one you've already done, then one here to keep the heat away, so when you get around to it, it's not as hot. What I do the complete opposite for some reason. I don't know why. I just do it. I just deal with the heat warp. I don't let it get too hot. So when I'm welding, what I also find is you can blow through, like the edge here is a little bit blown through, but you get that. What you wait for when you're welding a whole continuous line like I do, you wait for the cherry to go away completely, and then you start your next zap of the welder. That'll stop the amount of heat getting through it. That will cause it to bow. It might bow a little bit, but also it'll stop it from blowing out like big enough to actually have to, like that's just a tiny little one, but it'll blow the metal out like that, and then you'll have to fill in around there and around there to bring it back into normal shape. So that's just what I do. That's what I take care of. If you're welding and doing shit like that, just wait for that red cherry to glow down and sort of look like normal metal, and then start your next one that's hot enough to create a nice enough weld to grind down easier as well, is what I find. How's it going? Huh? Going alright?
Yeah. Shaving oven. Bog will be required. No, it's got to be file finish, this one. Oh, fucking legs have got pins and needles. I feel like I've been on a shitter for too long.
No, it's nice and cozy in there. You know when you wear snowboard boots for so long? It feels like your foot's pushing through the bottom of the binder. Binder? I'll just stop.
Have a look at some VL welding.
So, that's slowly getting there. What don't you want us to see?
Oh, it is because I don't have my dolly right now. So
Sure.
it looks quite terrible.
Charles? But that'll look better when you got the curved dolly on it.
Yeah. Curved dolly, and then this wonderful thing called bog.
We won't use bog.
Not a whole lot of it anyway. But it is an engine bay. You'll need bogging. If
just
anyone
smooth
tells
like
you their engine bay is smooth
Not
with
bog.
file finish,
They're fucking full of shit.
they're either lying or they're
Dick
fucking...
can touch your asshole.
But yeah, so we got that in. Got them little buggers done. And that, they actually can't...
I also got this up my ass.
Yeah, you got that. Right up
Rubbish
the door.
sphinx.
So that's why it smells.
Don't take
That one done. You can grind them back because I'm not touching that, because if I grind that back, you'll get angry.
And then we've got this to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to measure it with our fingers like this. Just a couple of shackers apart.
1.5 shackers apart.
Hi, brother. Yeah, we'll do that on cardboard, trusty old cardboard. And then we'll just do one whole sheet and then fold it or bend it with probably a piece of like bar like that. You don't need benders and whatnot when you're doing this sort of work. Like with that here, it's got a swage here. I literally just used that part of the chaise rail and just went,
So I think
bent it a bit.
if you use that, I mean, it's not that far off
And the
that.
good thing with it, it's got a radius edge. You know, on actual 90.
Yeah.
You want
Yeah.
a smooth.
You don't want sharp ass edge.
You want,
Hang on, let me zoom out. Go again. Yeah, nice.
you know what I'm saying?
Got the dog in the background too.
Yep.
Go off.
Come on, Shagsy.
You
Give
tell
it
him.
some, give it heaps, brother. Here's the shoes.
Anyway, a bit
then
unprofessional
piece of
there,
water.
but that was
Get these
my
all
wrong
right.
in doing. That was a terrible drill bit, and I just cracked the shits and ripped that off.
I did that a couple of times. And then just dolly smooth up the inside of that. So that was just me with my hammer, fucking giving it some, giving it heaps. Then we'll do that. I'll grind all these down, and then it'll be smooth engine bay sort of thing. Just run little bits of filler over it. And then yeah.
So on bits like this, I'll just stick the cardboard underneath and trace it out. Same with them. But on here, it's got a mad curve. And I don't think I'm going to get quite precise. So what we're going to do is take down the measurements of there. Basic school sheet they used to do. Find out the area. I think it's area. I'm not too sure. And then I will mark it up on this. As you can see, I've tried. I failed. Having a curve in cardboard is quite hard because you can't really manipulate it. If I had thinner cardboard, yeah, I'd be able to do it, but I can't. So, oh well. So just mark that out now. Measure it up, mark it out, and then put our dimensions onto a bit of cardboard, and then cut the cardboard out so it fits that hole. And if it fits, we'll put it down here. This side done. That was a bit of a bastard, wasn't it?
So for this, we've had to obviously fabricate two pieces. Angus fabricated this sheet in to start with. A little bit of warping because of this weld along here, so I've got a little bit shallow there. I'll have to smack that around and shrink it. But welded this piece in first, and then cut to size that piece. Another shallow wobble there. And then what we did was we got the hammer and dolly. So we got the sheet cut out, but then lifted it up. So it was past this point. Get up like that. And then we got, where is the dolly? Anyway,
Wherever you
we
put
got
it.
the dolly and used the curved piece. And then folded this piece over. So first of all we went under like that, underneath the bottom here. Went like that, and then tapped it over with the hammer, so it gave us that sort of edge that we needed. And then I ran the angle grinder with the cutting disc along the side here, along the top of it, which then cut this flat and created a nicer edge to weld. And then turned it over, and then created a nicer, smoother
Radius.
radius, and just hammer it like that. And so that'll give you a nicer edge to work with instead of a hard 90, and then you got to grind it down more. So that's what we did. So I got to shrink it and get rid of the heat warp. That's like there and up here.
I wouldn't worry too much about the warpage because we're going to be cutting a big hole in it anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Then run pinch rod along it. And make it
Like even going turbo, I still want it to be a bit smooth. I reckon it'd look a bit nicer.
better than a battery tray, old battery tray hole.
Yeah. So, you know, hot side goes down there, through an intercooler, obviously, and up, out through there. What'd you do?
It bit me.
Beat him.
Naughty. Now I'm just going to pretty up the welds.
Yep, gonna do my job.
We have nice welds on a flat end blade anyway.
I tried to do that, but I went through.
So, no more grinding for you.